The Nintendo Creators Program is bad for everybody but Nintendo. Stick around and I'll tell you why. Hey folks, I'm Rojo, a hobbyist game developer and one of the many people creating Let's Plays and other gaming videos on the internet. There has been a long-standing battle between some game companies and YouTubers about who's allowed to make money off of Let's Play videos. At a glance, it seems like Nintendo is trying to strike a middle ground by giving YouTubers a license to create video content using their games in exchange for some of the ad revenue. And maybe that really is their goal. But the current implementation of the Nintendo Creators Program is extremely one-sided. Before we get into the details of the program, let's address the elephant in the room. Many companies, Nintendo included, think they should be getting a share of the ad revenue from Let's Play videos, and many people agree, arguing that you can't legally upload movies or music, so why should you be able to do so with video games? Tell you what, let's do a little experiment. I'm going to show a 20-second clip of one of Nintendo's games, and then we'll talk about it. It's not very interesting, is it? It feels kind of like something is missing. Let's try again with a couple changes. Ah, now this is much better, don't you think? So what's changed? If you're yelling at the screen that the difference is I'm actually playing the game now, you're right. That's the point. Video games are worthless without our intervention. Interactivity is the hallmark of the format. But Nintendo is acknowledging that by sharing ad revenue with you, you might say. Well, okay, we can explore that route. Let's take a look at another type of digital media and apply that principle. This is Adobe Photoshop. Most of you have probably at least heard of it. Similar to the game, it's not very interesting by itself, and similar to the game, it becomes a lot more interesting with a little user intervention. But wait a minute now, if I sell this masterpiece of artistry, isn't Adobe entitled to a cut of the sale? Naturally, you would say, well, of course not. And I would agree with you. So, what's the difference? Well, the short answer is there isn't one. A video game and Photoshop are both examples of interactive digital media. In the context of a Let's Play video, the game is the canvas, the Let's Player's voice and controller are brushes, and their every word and button press a brush stroke. After paying the subscription fee, I don't owe Adobe a dime for the content I create using their software. And similarly, my financial obligation to Nintendo ends when I purchase a copy of one of their games. Now, how does this relate to the argument that Let's Play videos should be treated as movies or music? Well, empirically, I showed you earlier that games don't have any value without user intervention. This isn't the same with movies and music. They aren't interactive forms of media, and their only value comes from the watching and listening. If you're just wholesale uploading a song or a movie to the internet, you've created nothing, and you certainly shouldn't be making any money off of your upload. Point being that you can't draw a comparison between the upload of non-interactive forms of media, such as a movie or song, and an upload of a video of an interactive form of media, such as a Let's Play video, which, by its very nature, has original gameplay and, in most cases, original commentary. Now that we've established that morally and intellectually speaking, game companies have no right to a cut of a Let's Player's profits, it seems almost unnecessary to go into the details of Nintendo's Creators Program. But let's take a look anyway. It seems simple enough at first. Nintendo grants you a limited license to create video content for some of their games for a 40% cut of the ad revenue on a per video basis, or a 30% on a per channel basis. We'll come back to this in a moment. But that's not bad, right? You pay your protection money, and nobody gives you a hard time. Let's dig a little deeper though. First off, Nintendo can arbitrarily change the percentage cut they share with you. In addition, YouTube is already taking a 45% cut of the ad revenue right out of the gate, a monumental tax considering the quality of the service provided, but that's a discussion for another video. So now, a Let's Player whose entire channel is registered with the program is only getting 38.5% of the ad revenue share. That's quite a dip. It gets worse though. If you register your channel into the program, Nintendo gets a 30% cut of your ad revenue from all the videos on your channel, regardless of the content. Yeah, let that sink in. What if Ubi, Activision Blizzard, and EA implemented a similar policy? It's clear that this is neither well thought out or sustainable. Now, if you don't want to do that, and let's be honest, who would? You can submit videos individually by allowing Nintendo to take an extra 10% of the revenue share. However, according to the terms of service, it can take up to 3 days for an individual video submitted to the program to be approved, which is logistically damaging to the people who rely on releasing timely content to generate views and revenue. Still not convinced that the Creators Program is bad news? Let me read Section 3 of the Terms of Service to you. You hereby grant Nintendo a perpetual, worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, transferable license to use, reproduce, distribute, display, stream, publicly perform, publish, adapt, make available for transmission, and modify the videos for the purposes of promoting, advertising, and marketing the Nintendo Creators Program and Nintendo hardware, software, products, and services. It's the ultimate hypocrisy. A slap in the face to every single Let's Player out there. What this says is, it's okay for Nintendo to use our hard work to profit without giving us a cut, but not the other way around. By the way, if you don't think making a quality Let's Play video is hard work, try it for yourself and compare your results to some of the big Let's Players out there. I guarantee it will change your mind. But wait, there's more! If Nintendo decides to shut down the program, you must delete, should they request it, all of your video content that they granted you a license to use. That could be years of hard work down the drain, all at Nintendo's whim. And even if they don't request it, they will take 100% of the ad revenue from your videos. We have 2 more things to cover about the program itself, and they're critically important. First off, if you have ever been part of any quote-unquote anti-social forces, Nintendo will deny or remove you from the program. Did you use that Gamergate hashtag once? Better find some new games to Let's Play, because it doesn't matter what you think about the movement. What Nintendo thinks is all that matters. This plays into the final nail in the coffin for the Creators Program. Nintendo must approve your content, and anything that they find objectionable will be denied. Oh, did you want to post a not so favorable review of an upcoming Zelda game? Good luck if you're part of the program. By the way, if you need legal counsel to protect yourself, I hope you have a lawyer who's familiar with the law in Kyoto, Japan, because that's the area that has jurisdiction over the program. That brings us to the final part of this video. I want to talk briefly about fair use. There are 4 markers that are taken into consideration when deciding whether or not fair use is applicable to a work. The first is the purpose and character of your use. That is to say, is the work transformative? Has any value been added to the original? Now, we showed earlier in this video that without user intervention, video games have little value. Every tap of the button or rotation of a joystick creates an original experience. Add in a Let's Player's commentary, and you certainly have a transformative work that's purely value added. Next, we must consider the nature of the copyrighted work. Now, we don't get any points here since games aren't informative in nature most of the time. However, The Let's Plays themselves generally are informative in nature, often showing how to accomplish something in the game. Beating a boss, finding a secret, or how to build a character are just a few examples. Third, we need to consider the amount and substantiality of the portion taken from the original work. Let's Plays tend to show off the entirety of a game, but what really matters is whether or not the content used is the heart of the work. I put forth the argument that interactivity is truly the heart of any video game. Watching a Let's Play video with or without commentary will never be the same experience as actually playing the game for yourself. The final thing we must consider is huge. It's the potential impact of the work upon the market for the original. Again, watching a video is not the same as actually playing the game. More to the point, the fact that Nintendo has created this program to begin with is an open admission that Let's Plays are good for business, especially since they're so worried about controlling what gets approved and what doesn't. Ask just about any indie game developer, and they'll tell you that they'd kill for a chance to get some exposure from a big YouTuber. It's not any different for AAA developers, I promise you. Let's Plays are a source of totally free exposure for a game, and that should be payment enough for any developer. Well, if you made it this far into the video, I'd like to congratulate you and thank you for your time. It means a lot that you took the time to listen to my argument, and I hope you'll share it with your friends and colleagues. Until next time, my name is Rojo, and as always, thanks for watching.